What is up, Aries, Leo, Sag? This is your general timeless reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is for all placements, and it's timeless. So whenever you see it is when it's most meant for you. I'm going to be pulling oracle cards at the end of this, one for each sign. So let's get right into it. When I was picking out the tarot decks for this read, for the fire signs, I felt that Aries and Leo were very, like, it felt like a very old energy, because retrospective tarot and sun and moon tarot to me feel like a very, like a timeline from last year. So I don't know if you're dealing with people coming up from your past right now, or like really old issues, or if you're being triggered in ways that feel like, gosh, I haven't felt like this in years. Like for Aries and Leo, it feels very much like that. Whereas Sag feels like I'm kind of sitting back and watching. It feels like the wise one of the three. I'm realizing that each group of elements does have like one in particular that is kind of like the wise one, right? So I'm going to clarify with retrospective. Let's start with sun and, yeah, there's a very, I feel like Sag is going to be more so surrounded with the energy we're going to see, whereas Aries and Leo are more so proactive in it, okay? So let's see what's going on. But just take it as it resonates. What do we have? Okay, there we go. So we have the Hangman in reverse, the Queen of Cups, oh, okay, sorry. Queen of Cups, Judgment, and the Hangman in reverse. This is split. This is split. This is two people. This is weird. This is two people. I'm not even reading this yet. This person is very, this feels like a parent. This feels like a parent. This feels like someone who, this is a very interesting, it's just, it feels very, I'm just trying to show you. I'm just trying to show you the way. Like, why can't you understand? This is so ironic. I literally just had a download about this and talked about this on TikTok this morning. This is different levels of consciousness. So it's like 5th and 4th Street. That's how I put it. You're just at two different places. One level of consciousness is not better than the other. Just because this person has learned certain lessons and sees things differently doesn't mean that they have the right to like look down upon this person. This person is, and because this person feels like they're being looked down upon, they're getting really defensive. Even though they're trying to handle this to the best of their ability, they're trying to be really loving, they're trying to be really kind, but now they're getting defensive because they feel like no matter what they're doing, it's wrong. This feels like parent to child, even though it could be friends, even though it could be a partnership. Somebody's trying to be like the caregiver, the caretaker, or the mentor or the teacher, when in all reality, this person needs to learn this lesson. They need to learn it on their own. You can't lead the horse to water and force it to drink. They're already at the water. Let them drink at their own time. Like, you're at a different place on your path than they are, and that's okay. Or you're dealing with somebody who's at a different place. This feels very much like just miscommunication because there's different perspectives. There's very different perspectives because there's been different life experience. Yeah, and it's creating a really big emotional okay, this is going to be an argument. I can already tell this is going to be an argument. This is going to be a divide. I feel Sagittarius really taking a step back and just saying, okay, this is not my cup of tea. I feel like Aries and Leo are going to be the two that really dive into this and really be like, oh my God, I can't believe. Sag, Aries, Leo. It's really what it feels like. It doesn't have to be that way, but I'm just saying energetically, that's really the vibe that I'm getting. Ace of Cups, this feels so much like you just don't get me, you don't understand. This feels like a tantrum, and maybe tantrum's the wrong word. It feels like somebody being emotionally reactive because they're not seeing. No, it's not that they're not seeing. They just don't feel heard. That's really all it is. They don't feel heard. They don't feel heard. They're just being emotionally reactive because they don't feel heard. It's not fair of me to say it's a tantrum, and it's not fair of me to say that it's anything other than that. They just don't feel heard. They're just at a different place. That's it. Because that's minimizing their feelings. We don't want to minimize their feelings. Because to them, they're just not here yet. They don't have the tools yet to see it how this individual does. And it's not this person's job to be like, hey, here's the tool. They might have the things to make the tool already. They need to learn to do that, just like this person did. Yeah, Two of Cups in reverse. They're out of alignment. They're just out of alignment. Two of Cups in reverse doesn't mean a breakup. Two of Cups to me as a reader is the card of alignment. It's a balance and duality. And when we're talking about a place of consciousness, gosh, I wish I could just like take that video and post it here. Just be like, hey, just watch this damn video. So like super short version, if I'm at like a state of consciousness that's up here and you're down here, they both have a duality. Like if this is a spectrum of it, if this is the really good side of it and this is the yucky side of it, I could be at the really yucky side and you could be at the great side of yours. It doesn't mean that I'm better than you still, right? Everything has duality, right? I could be at Christ consciousness, but I could be at the really crappy end of it. But you could be at the sixth dimension and you could be at the best state of the sixth dimension. Everything has duality. One is not better than the other. And so when we say levels of consciousness, the word level has an ego connotation attached to it from the collective consciousness. If we remove that connotation, that level, like, ooh, I'm a level up than you, and we just realize that it's just a different place, you're just on a different part of your journey, it allows more compassion to be there to understand, oh, I'm just on 5th Street, you're on 4th Street, you'll get here whenever you get here, I'll see you in 5 minutes, just like a navigation. It's just a different place. One's not better than the other. Okay? And from different places, we have different perspectives. I'm at the top of the mountain, you're at the bottom. The top might have goats and lions. The bottom might have bears and pigs, but there's still threats. There's still beauty at both of them. Just different perspectives. That's it. Okay, weird analogies, but hey, it worked. Queen of Cups, 8 of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Swords. This is like a really bittersweet energy. They're very, very loving, very, very kind individual. They're very much struggling on how do I move forward and how can I be heard? Like, I know what I really feel. I know what I really think. And they really want to be heard in what they feel and what they think. Because in their mind, it's very clear. It's just that it's almost like they keep feeling as if they're hitting a wall and how to express it. That's really what it feels like with the 8 of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Swords. And I think that is a projection of this. Like, oh, you're not meeting me where I'm at. Well, you know what? They don't have to, because they're not there yet. They don't have to, because they are not here yet. That's projecting an expectation. They will get there when they're meant to. We're not always going to be in alignment. They're going to get there in due time. Okay, let's look at the 7 of Wands. Sorry, I have something stuck on my tooth. It feels like it, and it's really bothering me. Let's look at the 7 of Wands. 10 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. This is going to be a commitment. This is a long-term commitment, whether it be a platonic, romantic, whatever, right? Or it could be a business endeavor, but they are really struggling to release this burden, this heaviness of this dynamic right now. And with the 10 of Pentacles, this might be financial for them. It could also just be a sense of like stability and wanting to feel supported, wanting to feel comforted, wanting to feel safe and secure. The 10 of Pentacles is not just about money in the material world. It's also about like how we feel safe in the physical body and in our own mental state. It's about the vessel. Okay. Okay. Let's look at Judgment. We have the 5 of Swords. This is a misuse of power. It's a misuse of power. It's a misuse of authority. And I say that in the sense of judgment is the soul's purpose. This is somebody knowing that they are of a higher state of consciousness. It's someone knowing that they're at a different place. It's like this person's well aware, like, oh, I've already been through this. Like, and it's kind of a superiority complex. That's just what it is. They're on a high horse. Well, I've already been here. Just like, I've already succeeded in this. They're lacking compassion. They're lacking compassion, and it's creating an energy of betrayal. That's what it's going to project. It's going to create this energy of a lot of conflict. They're losing patience because it's not happening how they expect it to, and their soul's path is actually, this is a lesson for this individual, ironically enough, because they're losing patience, where the whole point of their path is to be more patient and compassionate, to understand that they went through this at one point, and to remember how that felt to go through this, and to understand that they wish they had someone who is more compassionate to them at that point in their path. Okay. Yep, 9 of Swords in reverse. The 9 minus the 5 is the 4. It's like, hey, do you remember when you were trying to heal from this and how it kept you up at night and how stressful it was for you and all the anxiety and fear that it gave you? And now you're just making it that much harder for another individual? So before you go and you say like, not my monkeys, not my circus. Sorry, that's your drama. Remember when you were in that position, and there's a difference between taking on somebody's stuff and having a healthy boundary with somebody's stuff and saying, oh, I am able to listen, but here's my healthy boundary, right? Like, hey, yeah, I have time to talk later. I'll only be available for 20 minutes. When's a good time for you? Because that not only sets the amount of time you have to speak, but it also sets a time when you're available. So they're not calling it emotionally dumping, and they're not taking more than your time, and you set an expectation of how much time you have to give. Boundaries. Okay? Okay. Let's look at the Hangman. Three of Swords in reverse, and the 8. Oh my God. So this is like, I've already been through that pain, and then it's like my heart's shut down. Like, I have no space for you. It's like, I've already been through that. I'm not going to give any love to you because that's just not my problem. The universe is like, whoa, if you've already been through that, then shouldn't you have compassion for where they are right now? Basically the same thing we just said. Little cold over here. This is that detached energy, like, all the chaos is happening around me. I'm just going to mind my business. This is going to be a very challenging time for those of us who want to disassociate or distance ourselves from connection. You are going to be challenged to realize that through our connections is actually how we heal the parts of ourselves that we reject, or the parts of ourselves that we really struggle with individually. Okay? Let's look at the High Priestess. 6 of Cups, the relationships, then judgment. Yeah, quite. You already know that your soul is calling you to have very reciprocal relationships with people, and that is what your purpose is. Your purpose isn't to shut down and pull yourself away. It is to invest in these relationships. It is to help other people. It is to have a balance in yourself and how you fill your cup and how you fill the things around you. And filling things around you doesn't necessarily mean relationships. It could be your hobbies, your work, your people, pets, anything, right? There's more things than just these relationships. It's you needing to find balance instead of saying, screw the world, just myself, right? And you know that. This is a little bit of bitterness that's coming up, and that's normal with Mars retrograding right now, for like unresolved hurt and anger to resurface unexpectedly, for us to address it. And the whole purpose of it is to be addressed. Let's look at the Ace of Cups. This was a very unexpected reading. Queen of Cups. Oh. King of Wands. Page of Swords. So here's the passive aggressiveness. This is like, yeah, we could talk, and like someone's like trying to, I'm just gonna be honest, this feels like blowing a lot of smoke up the queen's ass. I'm just gonna say it. It feels that way. I don't like this. A King of Wands is very charming. They're very attractive. I'm curious what's on the bottom of the deck because it feels deceptive. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll build with you. I'll really work with you. They're playing the part, but they're playing the part. That's it. They are playing the part. Do you know if you study tarot, the King of Wands would be like an actor? They like the arts. They like creative projects. They like poetry. They like the arts, just anything artistic. They are the artist. They're very attractive, so they would be found on a stage. They would be an actor, which also makes them the master manipulator when they are communicating, right? So this is somebody who's just like not wanting to really open up their heart space, so they're gonna play the part. Yeah, we can try and work on it. We can try and rebuild something, but the reality of it is they need to heal themselves. They need to find out who they are, to feel stable in who they are, because they're not happy with themselves, and so they cannot invest in somebody else yet. They can't. They can't. They can't do it. No. Nope, nope, nope. They're going to fake it till they make it. They are. They are going to fake it till they make it. They're going to try. Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Yeah. No, they're not in alignment. King of Cups in reverse is underneath it. Their heart's not open. Their heart's really not open. There's unresolved anger here. There is unresolved anger here about something, and they need to address it. They're bitter. They are bitter. They're lying about and it's like lying might be the wrong word. They might think they want this, but I don't think that they've sat with themselves long enough to really figure out and be clear on what they really want. With the Page of Swords in reverse, that's like lies. It's like lies to the self. Yeah, Knight of Wands. This is non-committal energy. I don't like this. This is like someone who's in and out. They're really not going to stick around. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This person's just struggling to open up their own heart, and it has a lot more to do with them as an individual, this King of Wands, than it has to do with this Queen. And so this Queen is in their reality to remind them of this lesson that they went through, and to humble them and to show them the lesson of compassion, because this Queen is very loving and very compassionate and very gentle, and they need to learn to open the heart and to really invest in things again, and to not be scared of hurt and pain like they were previously. They need to heal those things because they've shut down to whatever this experience or betrayal was when they went through it. Okay, let's get a card for each sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. Let's see what we got for Aries, Leo, Sag, please, Spirit. Nose started running under. Oh wow, it's pouring rain. Aries, Leo, Sag. Wow, you guys are really okay. Aries, you have never-ending story in reverse. 37, which is a 10. Okay. This is more so about realizing that you're the common denominator in all these repeat performances. I literally think that is like the actual line in the book about this card in reverse, because I've read this card so many times. You're the common denominator in the repeat performances, and understanding that it's time to look within, to really look at self and understand what you're contributing to the situation, okay? Never-ending story. Like, you've been here before. It's time to really address it. Then we have serendipity in reverse. This is more so allowing yourself to be happy, Leo. This is allowing yourself to have a different perspective. With this, this is the kind of card, when I see this in reverse, this is someone who needs to work on creating new neural pathways. Like, wake up in the morning and the first thing you do upon waking up is literally say, I am grateful for, and do it literally until you cannot find any more things to be grateful for, and then list 10 more things, because what you're going to end up doing is creating new positive neural pathways in your head by affirming that out loud. Serendipity is understanding that there's things to be happy for, there's things to be grateful for. There's so many serendipitous events trying to come your way, things trying to come your way, and you need to be open and receptive to them, but also allow your heart to be open and receptive to them. Sag, peace in reverse. This is understanding that peace can be yours, but you need to allow yourself to have peace. You cannot be bitter. You cannot be cold-hearted. You need to allow yourself to heal. You need to allow yourself to remind yourself you are worthy of having peace. You are worthy of having peace. And this belief that, oh my gosh, this person is disrupting my peace. So often we are so eager to end relationships because we think that it's the relationship that is disrupting our peace. before we look at ourselves and what we're contributing to that relationship. Because a lot of times, look at ourselves first before we go and point the finger externally, because usually it is self. It's a two-way street, always, but you are contributing something. Okay? This is more so a self-disrupted piece. Okay? Bottom of the deck is chop wood. This is the overall energy for the fire signs. This means that it's time to actually get up and do something and stop watching everything pass you by. This is like, have you been an armchair astronaut, right? It's time to get up and actually do something. Put in the work and get things done. If you want to see change, you got to make it happen. Okay? Fire signs, that's what I have for you. I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a personal booking or you want access to the individual zodiac signs, go ahead, check out my Patreon channel. They are all there, and personal bookings are down below in the description box. Like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. It does help the channel grow, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.